Hi everybody, Dacob here. Welcome back to the Fashion Bunker. Top 5 perfumes for the month of October 2020 Halloween edition. We got everything brewing in our cauldron. Skulls of giants that have passed through the Fashion Bunker eons ago. We cherish them. Everybody is cherished and archived within the Fashion Bunker. I can imagine myself in a couple hundred years fossilized within the walls of the Fashion Bunker until somebody finds the secret entrance and finally claims me as their own, just like Indiana Jones would. Yes, wishful thinking. So, perfume number 1, of course, it had to be Dacob, the extract. Whoop, whoop. So you can see it here. This is an example. It is a pumpkin bottle. After you've sprayed the fragrance, the extract inside, it turns into psychedelic colors. But this is my merch, so the actual perfume doesn't exist. It's a fantasy. It's like a concept of a perfume that a ghost would wear, so we can't smell it, or can we? You can get the merch in my Fashion Bunker shop. The link is in the description down below. It is also pinned at the top of the comments, in the top comment, in the comment section, but it's also in that little scrolly bar or shelf, whatever they call it, right underneath this video. You get hoodies, crew necks, mugs, stickers, t-shirts with the concept of the extract with zombie hands, pumpkins galore, jack-o'-lanterns all over the place. So of course that perfume would be, conceptually speaking, the first fragrance for the month of October that I would visualize and kind of in my mind utilize the whole month. But since it's only for the ghosts for now, and we can only treasure it and wear it during the Halloween season, which is a limited edition, by the way. You can't get these after the 31st of October, since we can only wear them for the live streams, which you can also check out as Countdown to Halloween 2020. Every Saturday a live stream with me. It's getting spookier and spookier by the week. Let's get to the fragrance number 2, or let's say fragrance 1.1. So this was technically the symbolic first fragrance, but after that we moved to Gucci's Mémoire d'une odeur. Why? Now there's a whole concept behind the story of the top 5 fragrances for the month of October. By the way, stay tuned if you're a patron, because if you're on my Patreon, Super Dacob all spelled together, this video is much longer. After the end of this video, you get to see the behind the top 5 fragrances for the month of October. And there's a lot to be said about that as well. So stay tuned for my patrons. And if you're not a patron, you can still join Patreon and get to see the extended version of this video over there on Patreon, Super Dacob all spelled together. Mémoire d'une odeur means a memory of an odor or of a smell. And conceptually speaking, again, as the extract was a conceptual first fragrance, the conceptual second fragrance, not because of its smell, not that it matches perfectly October, even though it's not bad. The chamomile in October is a really interesting, soothing fragrance. But the idea of the memory of a smell is something related to things that have long gone or passed, like almost like a ghost or a spirit. So you have a memory of a smell of a dear one, of a loved one, and they've passed on, but then you kind of, the memory of their smell from time to time returns. So you have the feeling almost like their ghost is back in the room, because you get to smell them even though you don't have the perfume anymore. So the idea of the memory of a smell is perfect for Halloween, and it's perfect for October. And that's why Mémoire d'une odeur is my number 2 fragrance of the month. And it's also great early in the morning. The chamomile just gives you a boost of delicate, slowly waking up energy. After that, I like the concept of, well, for the people who have to go to work, all of us have to go to work somehow. Some of us stay at home and do home office. Some of us have to drag ourselves to the real office. Some of us have to go to a factory. Some of us have to go to a shop. Some of us have to go to the fields. Some of us have to go to an airplane because we fly them. Some of us have pilots or stewardesses. Some of us have to go to a bakery to bake incredible baked goods for the masses. Some of us have to go to a restaurant. Either way, you're kind of chained to the system. You need that money to keep going, no matter what you do. So, but also, I remember very much, again, another Halloween concept of which kind of maybe drifts also a little bit into Christmas Carol. So we have the concept of the three ghosts haunting Scrooge. So one of them has chains on him, and you hear those chains. So there's a concept of sound, and this is very interesting because fragrance has a smell, but I'm also attributing noise to smell, noise to fragrance. This is very innovative in my opinion. Fragrances also have sound. They don't just have a smell. They're like music. They have notes. In fact, we define perfumes as in top notes, mid notes, base notes. Like, what notes does the perfume have? But notes are also sound. And so the chains is something that I really feel matches the concept of October and Halloween 2020. So let's do a little bit of ASMR before we reveal the perfume. It is Womanity by Thierry Mugler. So this is interesting because of this chain that kind of dangles off. You can never really take off the protective kind of cap from the sprayer. It always ends up hanging around somewhere and makes that noise. I find that very soothing, but at the same time very, very Halloween, suited for Halloween. Plus the smell. The fig tree and the caviar, the salty with the slightly sweet. It's a mysterious smell. It's a mystery that needs to be solved. And on Halloween, not just do we have horror and thriller, but we also have mystery. And Womanity is a mystery. This pillar that holds the mansion on top of itself is a mystery in its own. Does it come from the past or from the future? What does the pillar want to tell us, to say to us? It haunts us with its chains. So that is my number 3. Number 4 is a fun one. As night approaches, and you know, by now the days are getting shorter and shorter in the northern hemisphere of the planet, night falls. And as night falls, all the ghouls and the monsters start creeping out and haunting us, running through the living. So the night is an interesting concept. There is fear connected to it because there's a lot of darkness and you can't see everything, but also the artists work mostly at night. It is the most creative time of the 24-hour day cycle. So the concept of an artist being addicted to the night, but also the concept of a lot of people being afraid of the night, really blends very well inside a concept of being attracted to the night, addicted to it, because it's alluring, it's full of mystery, it's full of passion, it's full of fire and desire. The night is a very, very, very fascinating time of day, time of night, time of day, time of a 24-hour day. So Dior's Addict is perfect for this occasion. Dior's Addict is the symbol of the night on Halloween, and the night blooming cactus with its intoxicating vanilla, or it's called the Queen of the Night, this night blooming cactus, mixed with the particular type of vanilla in Addict, is just so sublime. It's almost like you can envision a pumpkin spice latte that you're going to go to drink at Starbucks, but without all of the sugar. But you have all of that soothing warmth and comfort that Halloween can offer, that this time of the year offers, even though, minus the calories, even though you know that the night also brings with it fear and danger in many ways. That's why the name Addict, it's perfect, because you're craving it, you want it, but you know it's not going to do you so much good, but you keep wanting more and longing more. This is my addiction for Halloween as well, because the second Halloween is over, I'm already counting down to next Halloween, and I do not take down the Halloween decor. For me, it's Halloween all year round, because that's the way I like to be. That's the way I like to live. And Addict is just so perfect this time of year. It's just perfection. So here we have a concept of night. also for October. The fifth fragrance is really fun because as Halloween approaches, we start thinking about what to wear for Halloween, how to dress up. So the next fragrance, the fifth fragrance, is a concept of costume. So you can envision a perfume that is wearing a costume, and that would be olive oil. Cheap and Chic, Moschino's Cheap and Chic, we have olive oil, Popeye's girlfriend / maybe even wife, although they never really got married. I wonder why. Well, Popeye did always kind of show us a little bit of, you know, the other side. Sailor, showing off the muscles, you know, I don't know. Popeye, I don't know which shore you're on, but anyway, they're not married. Olive oil, the bottle itself is dressed up as if it were going to Halloween dressed up as olive oil. So it's perfect. It's a perfect concept of dressing up, of going into another character, living another fantasy, being someone else, being somewhere else in a totally different state of mind. That's what Halloween is. It's just exiting yourself to find another part of yourself by dressing up as something else. Now, olive oil is not a ghoul, is not a monster. The concept of Halloween is to dress up so that you look like a ghost, so the ghosts don't haunt you on Halloween night, so that they take you as one of their own. They don't perceive you as a human, so they let you be. But I have a feeling that olive oil, with her delightful clumsiness, is not somebody who would really attract too many ghosts. They were all probably going to say, oh boy, she too clumsy, I'll let her go. So dressing up as olive oil, I think you're good if you dress up as olive oil on Halloween night. It's one of those rare fragrances that has cyclamens in it, or cyclamens, and cyclamino or cyclamen is one of my favorite flowers. Actually, it is my favorite flower. Not necessarily the favorite one in perfumery, but it is my favorite flower because from my childhood, I always remember going to the forest, to the woods with my grandmother. We would collect them usually around October. September, October is the time when the wild cyclamens grow, and they are the ones that have the amazing, intoxicating smell. Only the wild ones. They're much smaller than the ones you could purchase in shops, in flower shops. The ones you purchase in flower shops are big and they don't have a smell, actually. So this one has the cyclamen in it, and that's why I love it so much. It is quite synthetic. It also has been reformulated. I have done a review of this one on my channel, so you could check that out as well, so you could get to see what olive oil or Cheap and Chic by Moschino is all about, a 90s fragrance. Conceived by Franco Moschino, but unfortunately he passed away before the fragrance was released. So the release of the fragrance coincided right shortly after his passing. So it was kind of a sad moment. The commercial also depicts olive oil crying for the death of Popeye. Popeye was kind of depicted as Franco Moschino, but then in the commercial, wishful thinking, Popeye comes back to life after olive oil sprays this perfume that brings the dead back to life. Another reason to choose this one for Halloween. For the ad campaign, olive oil sprays this perfume, and with it gets the power to bring back to the living the dead. God, I love this fragrance. So that would be the top 5 perfumes for the month of October 2020, you guys. Stay tuned if you're a patron, because this video is going to be much longer and it continues on Patreon. Don't forget that I've started also other channels on Instagram profiles. Coco Chanel is in my house, all spelled together, where I showcase my private Chanel collection, but also everything related to the modern Chanel brand of today. And then the second profile is Coco Chanel Privé, all spelled together, where I post images of Coco herself when she was alive, of the time period of when she was alive, from her youth to her older days, up until 1971 when she passed away. So you get to experience her. It's as if she were kind of with us again. I do that. I nurture and I feed that profile in order to keep the memory of her alive. And Coco is quite different from the brand Chanel. And if you follow both of those profiles, you're going to realize that actually they're very, very different, the two things. So, and then there's of course Super Dacob, all spelled together. Follow me there as well, and subscribe to this channel here on YouTube if you haven't already, and click the notifications button to get notified whenever a new video is posted. Until next time, thank you guys so much, and never forget to never give up on spooky love. See you soon. Take care. Bye.